I'm going to show you a way to make a game board for review for your students in your classroom. So first I'm going to want to go to Format and Background Color and choose a color. If I don't see anything I like here, click on More and you have other choices. So find a color, click OK. Now I'm going to want the tiles that are on the actual game board. If you go over here to Gallery, underneath Essentials for Educators and Administration and Evaluation, they have one called Question and Answer. So just grab it and drag it over. What I really like about this one is that you can put a question on one side, and when you click it, it will show the answer on the other side. So go down here in the bottom right hand corner. There are some little circles. This is where you can click on this to resize it. So make it fit what you need for your game board and drag it over to where you want it. If you right click and select Clone, it'll make a copy of the tile that you have already resized. So do that however many times you need to. I'm going to do just a few today. And move them into place. Now you're going to want to put a question on these tiles. When you double click on it, you can put your information in. Sometimes it goes to the opposite side. That's okay. Just double click on it again. And it says click to show other side. This is the question side. So go ahead and type in your question. And I'm doing one on Revolutionary War. Click OK, and you have your question on there. Click on the tile again to go to the back side, double click, and where it says double click to edit text on either side, this is how you know you're on the answer side. Click OK again. If you click on the tile, you'll go back to your question side. So I've got my question, I've got my answer, but right now this can still move around. So I'm going to want to right click, go to locking, and lock it in place. That way the students can't resize it and they can't move it around. So do that on all of your tiles. Went to the question side again, the answer side again. It doesn't really matter which side you fill in first, just make sure that your question is on the question side and answer on the answer side. Don't forget to lock each of those in place. Once you have all of those tiles done, you're still going to want a beginning space and an ending space. I'm going to go over here to Gallery and Essentials for Educator. I'm going to go down to Mathematics and Shapes. And I'm going to use just a flat shape for my start tile today. I'm going to take this square, go down here and resize it, pull it over to where you want it. I'm going to want to also lock it in place. Okay. But I do want the word start on it, so just start typing on your keyboard. To bring up your text box, you can highlight your text and resize it if you wish, make it bold, change the style, then move it over to where you're going to want it. Get it centered where you want it on the tile, but then you're also going to want to lock it down. So select your text box, go to locking, and lock it in place. Now these things can't be moved, they can't be changed. So you're going to do that for your whole game board, but you're also going to want something to move around on the game board, some sort of token or pawn. So I'm going to go back over here to Gallery, and I think I want a solid shape for this. I'm going to use this cone shape. Okay, I'm going to go down here and resize it. I don't really like this particular color, so I'm going to click up here, go to Properties, and now I can change the color of my piece. Okay. Once you've got the way you want, you're also going to want to lock it down, but not lock it in place. You're going to want to allow it to move. So make however many game pieces that you're going to want. You're also going to need something for the students to be able to show how many moves they're going to make. So if you go back over here to Gallery, into Statistics and Probability under Mathematics, and then go to Interactive and Multimedia. You've got choices of a lot of different dice down here. So you've got different colors, and you've also got either numerical dice or your basic dice. Okay, so just find the one you want, drag it over. You can see these same little circles down here in this bottom corner. That's because you can also resize the die. If you want 2 dice or just one, put what you want on your game board. Now when the students click on that, it gives them a random number. And each time that they click on it, it will roll itself. This way the students can take turns rolling and moving that number of spaces. When they reach that question, they can read that question, answer it, and then click on it to turn it over and check their answer. The die you're also going to want to lock down, so right click on it. You have a choice here. You can either lock it in place and have it always in the same place on your game board, or you can allow it to move. I kind of like to keep it in one place so that the students know exactly where it is. Okay, so lock it down. Now they can't move it, but when they click on it, it still will roll. Up at the top somewhere, you're going to want to put your directions, so just start typing. Keep going until you've got your directions the way that you want them. Move them where you would like them to be. If you would like a different color on that, then you need to highlight. Go up here and choose your color. I think white would look better, and maybe bold type. That makes it a lot easier to see on this blue background. Once you've got that all done, you've locked everything down, you can save it, and you're ready for your kids to review. Here's an example of the one that I actually finished on this page. I've got all of my directions up here at the top. The students can roll the die here in the middle. They can move their game pieces around and answer that question. Now in my directions I put that if they're right they get to stay there, but if they're wrong they have to go back to start. And this ought to help them really start going through these. I also found some interactive multimedia. I did a search for fireworks, so the person who actually wins, if they click over here on this interactive, they get a fireworks display. And if you just do a search for fireworks over in your gallery, you can find these. These can also be resized and locked down in place so that they can't be moved around. I hope you enjoy making some games for your students. It's a lot of fun, and the children really, really appreciate it.